artillery bombings of the ADF four major camps of Medina, initially Jamil Mukulu's main base, Kamango, among others, were infiltrated to break down the ADF command structure, detailing who is who and their roles. Benjamin Kisokiranyo, alias Ben, is in charge of intelligence, finances and supplies within the ADF. Benjamin is the son of Bwambale Kisokiranyo, the leader of the National Army for the Liberation of Uganda, NALU, a Ugandan rebel group based in the DRC that was fighting against the Ugandan government. Benjamin acted as a go-between for the ADF and their benefactors in Sudan. He reportedly worked with Hassan al-Turabi, an influential hardliner politician in Sudan, and helped facilitate the first transfer of weapons from Sudan to the ADF in the mid-1990s. While in Sudan, he also received training in improvised explosive devices. Benjamin is a Mukonzo from Kasese district in Uganda. He has a sister in Kampala who helped the ADF transport recruits across the border to their DRC bases. He is considered a historical member of the ADF. He has 2 wives and several children. Benjamin acts as a judge in the ADF courts alongside Baluku and other top members. Sheikh Musa Baluku is the current Amir, the supreme leader of the ADF. He assumed overall command of the ADF group operating in northeast of Beni town in mid-May 2015. He is considered by most to be the final decision maker within the ADF in the Congo. He is a historical member, part of the first generation of the ADF. He has occupied various roles, one of the most important being the ADF's chief Islamic judge, who is responsible for deciding punishments according to Sharia law. For ADF members who break the group's rules, he is notoriously violent, presiding over beheadings, crucifixion, and death by firing squad. He is married to Jamil Mukulu's stepdaughter, only identified as Stella. Musa Baluku is a Mukonzo by tribe from Chambo 1 village, Kurambi sub-county in Kasese district. Timothy Sibasi, UBC News.
Ministry of Public Service is in process of drafting a policy that shall reduce funeral expenses for the state government officials and Ugandans. The policy shall give birth to a strategy on budgeting for funeral and resource allocation. The policy will be taken to Cabinet for approval after consultations.
Funeral management has been disjointed in this government. Though we have the category is very well specified, but you would find sometimes they announce someone as to be buried officially when it is becoming too late. We run quickly to the Prime Minister, you find the budget is not there and everything is not coordinated. So we even have other different small policies in MDAs and ministries, and we feel everything should be consolidated into one policy and it should be harmonized and be managed as a single spine in the entire government. Therefore, Minister of Public Service has invited the stakeholders to have an input in the regulatory impact assessment and also harmonize the policy before we take it for approval by Cabinet. Funeral. Yes, of course. They have been there and they are proposing more. This is the reason why we have invited the different stakeholders, religious leaders, cultural institutions, so that we can have more input into the categorization of these official. There are many categories. We see A, B, C, D. There are many. So we want to know how much can be paid to who and when. So it is a very big process.
The issue here is to harmonize all the legal frameworks that governs funeral management in the country. You are aware we have 3 types of funerals that we are looking at. We have the state funeral. State funerals have requirements of those who have served with distinction in government. The president, the vice president, the prime minister, and members of parliament. The issue of how do we categorize them? What are the criteria? Or we should, what is the resources that should be leveraged to each of these categories? For example, if an office attendant dies, what is the amount of money should be given? For example, in local government, do we only provide coffin? Do we only provide refreshments and other things during this ceremony to send off a dignified citizen? So.
Now, in the operations of Kampala Capital City Authority, it looks like Kampala RSCC Hudu Hussein has given a 5-day ultimatum to Kampala city vendors operating on streets to vacate the streets. He attributes the increase to vendors to the political showbiz propaganda these propagandists try to vie for sympathy.
The mayors, the councillors, our opposition leaders, what have they done to change the lives of the Kampala people? Apart from shouting, Mubareke, Mubareke, they enjoy those people to remain poor and to remain on the streets so that they use them to get the votes. But they are not ready to help them to get out of poverty. Because once they are financially liberated, they know they will not have people who will shout for them, who will shout their names. How many? You ask the politicians, the biggest politicians in Kampala. Some of them are in the 3rd term. Some have been MPs for 3 terms. Some have been mayors for 3 terms. Some have been, you get what I mean? What programs have they put in place to help these young people get jobs? The ghetto youth, the delinquent youth, the street vendors. But you see all those politicians, government has paid their vehicles. Their vehicles are having SC. You get what I mean? They even have security, counter-terrorism, protecting them. So what they do, when they are sloping downtown, they go in those SC vehicles and they jump out. You get what I mean? Temuvao, but he goes back. Those are the politicians who are saying street vendors should remain there. But for them, government is paying their salary, paying their fuel, paying their vehicles, paying for their security. Ask them how much have they done to liberate those street vendors and hawkers and the ghetto youth and delinquent youth. How much have they done to liberate them financially? Which job creation activities have they implemented? Some of them are just mismanaging government money. On the issue of smart city and who is behind it, we are yet to establish, we are yet to confirm, to ascertain who is behind smart city. All I can say is that security work is a preserve of the central government, and it is done by professional bodies, Uganda Police, UPDF, among other sister security agencies. We don't use informal groups. And me, with my team, we are going to be helped by professional security groups, not ad hoc committees, not informal groups that we have no knowledge about their level of training, their level of professionalism, among other things. So if Smart City is doing a good job, that does not qualify it to be part of the formal groups. It's not part of the formal groups. So as the RCC of Kampala, as far as I know, they are not among the teams we are supposed to use.
Now, Minister of State for Education, Dr. Joyce Muriku-Kaduchu, has warned school administrators not to change the school fees structure. She cautioned schools heads, teachers and board of directors against subjecting parents to double payment.
Today is the second. Learners are back to physical learning. But State Minister for Education, Dr. Joyce Muriku-Kaduchu, warned schools against hiking fees. She reiterated government's resolution to school proprietors not to charge more fees to senior 2 students.
And those who have completed all school dues, the senior 3s, and the guideline is that we should not subject the parents to pay again. Those who have paid half, they should complete the half remaining. While for the rest of the classes, let the dues, the school fees charges, we maintain what we were by then.
Teachers also have had refresher sessions to enable them catch up with the new curriculum.
Because a lot of issues going around psychologically, socially, mentally, and the mindset change, we need to bring the teachers back on board. The training that was offered last year, of course, is not adequate. This will need continuous capacity building as we continue rolling out the curriculum.
Meanwhile, teenage pregnancies seems to be a challenge to school heads, although the ministry has come up with a policy of allowing them in school for the first 3 months.
If a girl gotten pregnant and has delivered, is given that period for exclusive breastfeeding. After breastfeeding, because we also want to avoid malnutrition in that baby and in the mother.
Minister Kaduchu puts more light on the issue of capitation grant, where some school heads are complaining funds available are insufficient.
We issued guidelines to the chief administrative officers, giving directives as to how we can use those funds. It has been indicated clearly 1.5 million need to be sent to each and every government schools, which will be used for standard operating procedures maintaining.
Mutoni Helda, UBC.
And that does bring us to the end of our first segment. Do not go away. We take a short break and return with our business news.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Secu points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Secu points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Secu points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Secu points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN. Raising voices.
Like other fathers across Uganda, I'm standing up to say no to violence against children. I commit to give my children a violence-free childhood. As fathers, we can make Uganda safer for our children. I promise to speak out when I see violence.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
I'm Sandy Martin, a student of Chambogo University. I've been a lucky winner of 10 million Ugandan shillings, and I'm really excited as I'm ending this year with all that lots of money. Guys, it's real. Just dial *185#.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Money. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Pay school fees conveniently using MTN Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Enter the student code provided by the school. It will show you the student name and the class plus outstanding balance. Enter the amount you want to pay. Enter PIN. You will get a notification confirming payment. It's simple, secure, and convenient.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Mohamed Salah, Naby Keita, Kalidou Koulibaly, Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. When you hear these names, you may think you're probably watching the English Premier League or UEFA Champions League, but it's none of those. It's the 2021 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations from 9th January to February 6, 2022. All these global elite football stars will be in Cameroon to grace the continent's most prestigious sporting event. 52 games, 24 countries, one continent, one trophy, one station, live, free and exclusive to your public broadcaster. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
You know, you could just buy a new smartphone from anywhere in Uganda. Dial *175 *94# to activate their 100% double data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles for 3 months. Better yet, you automatically receive free 1 GB valid for 30 days. You are hooked already, aren't you? Enjoy a 100% double data bonus from Airtel. Buy a smartphone from anywhere in Uganda and insert an Airtel SIM card. Dial *175 *94# to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Dial *175# and select your preferred bundle to activate a 100% data bonus offer on weekly or monthly bundles, valid for 3 months. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. It's time to see what's happening in the business world and in the oil and gas sector. Uganda's oil and gas sector has registered major achievements and consolidated the commercial production of oil and gas in the country. The Executive Director, Petroleum Authority of Uganda, Ernest Rubondo, told the annual media briefing that the sector that the COVID-19 pandemic has not stopped the progress of the oil and gas sector.
Uganda remains on track to achieve its first commercial oil production by mid-2025.
Actually at the beginning of 2025, and so yes, that is on track. We have not had anything that sways or changes it. And so yes, that is on track.
The Executive Director, Petroleum Authority of Uganda, Ernest Rubondo, says over $3 billion of investment is expected in the sector in 2022. This will fast-track key sector projects such as land acquisition, construction of the central processing facilities, and development of linkages between oil and gas and other sectors of the economy.
Companies that are on the ground clearing the site where the infrastructure is going to be built, certainly because those have to prepare the ground and leave, and then the ones who build come in. The company that is making the drilling rigs, which are going to be used to drill the hundreds of wells that are coming. I indicated that. That has also started designing the rigs. The acquisition of land where the infrastructure is going to be built is going on, and I indicated the progress that is being made there, the very good progress that is being made there. So those are like the critical ones. Of course, manpower, the training of Ugandans who will be participating in these things, but also the acquisition of facilities. I understand there is now a run on the facilities in Kampala in terms of offices and so on.
But with the world quickly transitioning from fossil fuels to clean energy, this leaves Uganda's nascent oil and gas industry in the limelight.
There is a reduction, emphasis on reducing exploration of these polluting energy sources, coal and so on and so on. It's also important to note that these energy polluting sources have been ranked, and I think coal is the most polluting, then you go on to crude oil, then you go on to gas is on the borderline. It is not actually considered the polluting one because of its cleanliness and so on. So as I said, given that scenario, oil and gas is expected to have another 30 to 40 years of life.
The Petroleum Authority expects enough activity in 2022 for the oil and gas sector, Ugandan economy and the region at large. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Shopping needs this Christmas, come to Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like gift hampers, foods, garments, cosmetics and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience this festive season at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: in Tinder Station Road, opposite Makere Business School along Port Bell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Now turning over to the international scene, and in Ghana, West Africa's main regional bloc will close borders with Mali and impose sweeping economic sanctions in response to the delay of holding promised elections after a 2020 military coup. The announcement followed an extraordinary summit of leaders from the 15-member Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in Ghana's capital, Accra. Mali's ruling junta said it strongly condemned illegal sanctions imposed on the country by ECOWAS.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Secu points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Secu points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Secu points means you get more free minutes. more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Thank You points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Mohamed Salah, Naby Keita, Kalidou Koulibaly, Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. When you hear these names, you may think you're probably watching the English Premier League or UEFA Champions League, but it's none of those. It's the 2021 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations from 9th January to February 6th, 2022. All these global elite football stars will be in Cameroon to grace the continent's most prestigious sporting event. 52 games, 24 countries, 1 continent, 1 trophy, 1 station, live, free and exclusive to your public broadcaster. UBC, inspiring Uganda. Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Time for sports, and in women football, with just 9 days to a crunch under 20 Women's World Cup qualifier dated against Ghana. Uganda's team has been boosted by partnership with Uganda Airlines and Tropical Bank. Uganda hosts the first leg at Kitende before traveling back on the 4th of February.
Uganda's under-20 women's national team will on Friday 21st January host Ghana in a World Cup quarter-final qualifier game at St. Mary's Stadium, Kitende. Confidence in the camp is high and has been boosted by partnership with Uganda Airlines and Tropical Bank.
We're excited for the girls, and Uganda Airlines is all about nurturing talent. We want to be part of nurturing sports and the young people. So with that, we want to partner with FIFA and any other sports, because we think that sports binds us, binds everyone.
Federation of Uganda Football Association's third Vice President, Honorable Nakiwala Kiyinji, is elated by this latest intervention, which she says is the start of better things for women's football in Uganda.
So being that the women football is one of the latest kids on the globe, we want to jumpstart it to ensure that it can contribute to unity and economic development in the country, but through an organized infrastructure that is fully funded and that can benefit both the player and the regulator. So today we are putting on board Tropical Bank, the fact that it's headed by a woman, and also Uganda Airlines, which is also headed by a woman, and me as the leading woman regulator in the country in terms of football. So today we have begun the long journey of a partnership which will be unveiled within a short time to tell you when, where and how much that will form a partnership between these three institutions for the betterment of the game.
If the Uganda women under-20 team edges Ghana over 2 legs, a tie against Ethiopia or Tanzania will be the final hurdle to seal a World Cup slot. Africa will have 2 countries at the 16-team World Cup to be hosted by Costa Rica in August 2022. John Barnes, Centum, reporting.
And that does end our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing us and being a part of us. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. For now, it's a good afternoon.
My name is Damali Sadi, and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Giles Mohammed. Giles is the co-founder of Chimp Reports, which is the most influential online website in Uganda. Giles, you're very welcome on the Ideation Corner.
Thank you very much, Damali.
Give me a small brief of Chimp Reports. You know, where you were. How did you get to be number one?
I think we became number one through hard work, and also the pioneers of online news. I remember at the university, you had to wait for 1 p.m. or at the top of the hour or in the evening for the news. So we're like, but we can't live in a society like this where to know what has happened in a society you have to wait up to the top of the hour or in the evening to watch TV. So we said, why don't we have something that can have news as it happens?